Hey everybody, Ethan here. Welcome to Hello Road. So today I'm taking my 1997 Ford Probe GT, the one I bought for $300 a few years ago, the one that has been so incredibly unreliable, has stranded me multiple times. Today I'm going to try to take it up Angeles Crest Highway on a little morning road trip. So here's the problem. The last time I took this car up there, it overheated and pretty much almost killed the thing. So yeah, I don't really have good car karma. The last time I took my Honda Civic Type R up here, I got a flat tire, had to get a tow. But when I took my Grand Am up here, the car wouldn't start, had to get a tow. When I took my 944 up here, the car blew a coolant hose, had to get a tow. So you think I'm kind of an idiot, you think I'm kind of crazy for trying this again, trying to drive up this mountain that obviously hates me. So we'll give it a shot. I'm taking my least reliable car. Chances are I'm gonna need a tow. Luckily, I'm here with my friend Greg, who's driving his Z4 today right over there. And it's probably a good thing that he wanted to travel with me today, because that way if I break down, at least I'll have a friend to keep me company when I'm crying on the side of the road. So wish me luck. $300 Ford Probe, Angeles Crest Highway. Let's see if it makes it. Okay, so we're off Angeles Crest Highway, and as you can tell, the car's kind of loud. I put a new exhaust on it. It's certainly a lot quieter than it was when it didn't have any exhaust at all. But yeah, this is kind of a droney exhaust, and there is a little bit of a buzz at wide open throttle, which is not exactly the most pleasant thing, but I'm just glad that the car is running and driving. Haven't broken down yet, knock on something. When people talk about the world's best handling cars, certainly the Ford Probe doesn't make it to the top of that list, but honestly, this thing does handle really well. At some point in the past, this had the shocks replaced with Bilsteins, so it had been refreshed at some point, but all the other components on this car are pretty tired, and it still does pretty well around this road. I'm sure with a better set of tires, it would be even more fun. Oh man, though, it is a little loud. It is a little bit loud. So one thing that I need to do probably continuously on this drive is keep an eye on that temperature gauge. Like I said, the last time I came up here, it was not a good sight. But honestly, I think by replacing that clogged exhaust, I'm hoping, cross my fingers, knock on wood, don't count my chickens before they hatch, all that stuff, but it seems like it's doing a lot better than it did. So if you've watched any car reviews, chances are you've seen a lot of this road. This is Angeles Crest Highway, one of the best driving roads in Southern California. We're heading up to Newcomb's ranch. Jay Leno goes there all the time, shows off his cars. A lot of automotive journalists bring their cars up there. It's just a lot of fun. But there was a huge mudslide on this road last year. They still haven't fixed the road, so we won't be able to take Angeles Crest Highway all the way up. We'll have to shoot over to Angeles Forest Highway, and then to Upper Big Tahunga Canyon Road, which is honestly, I'll let you know in a little bit of a secret. I like that road better than Angeles Crest Highway. Don't tell anybody, but that is a very fun road. So yeah, it's running pretty good, but it's doing probe things like, you know, check engine lights on. I think that's probably because of my O2 sensor. Airbag lights on. Yeah, I guess I just won't crash. And the tachometer is just bouncing all over the place. If there's any Ford Probe fanatics, any Ford Probe geniuses out there, if you have any ideas on why it's doing that, let me know, because I have no idea. I can't believe it. The Probe actually made it up the hill. I mean, I still got to make it all the way down, but temperatures were fine, didn't overheat, didn't break down, actually ran great. I put on my warm jacket because it is freezing up here. Let's go check out some of these other cars, see if there's any coffee and donuts left. We got here a little late. we did luck out and there's some donuts left. You got a donut?
I got a donut.
Nice.
Hey.
All right. How was the BMW? How was the drive up here?
Good. Nice and tight. No slip. Little gravelly in the corners.
Okay.
You know, but okay.
All right.
No
Not so bad. That's good. And actually, you were telling me that your BMW is your most reliable car, which is kind of strange to me because generally people don't associate.
I've had that car over 11 years, and it's really been a relatively reliable car with nothing major ever stranding me. I've never been stranded.
We should also tell the audience that you also own an Alpha.
That's true.
So,
and a new one.
And a new one. So
2018.
So that's why your BMW is the most reliable.
And an old Volkswagen, which is an old Volkswagen, and as old Volkswagens are.
Yes, and you probably remember his old Volkswagen from the Radwood video we did a couple years ago.
Yeah, the cabriolet, white cabriolet.
So the Ford Probe made it up here with no problems. I'm super excited about that. Got to see a whole bunch of really interesting cars here today. Everything from that Gunther Works 911 or whatever you want to call it. It's barely even a 911 anymore. To this brand new Prius, which I'm sure they were having a lot of fun driving up here. Miatas, tons of Porsches, everything you can think of under the sun. That Integra was super sweet. But yeah, I have to get back down the hill because number one, it is freezing up here. I'll come back again soon, hopefully with the Probe, since it did make it this one time. But we do first have to make it down the hill. So wish me luck. It is a Probe after all. Never know what's going to happen when you're driving a Ford Probe. Okay, so the last time I was driving down this glorious road in this purple vehicle, my temperature gauge was pegged. And again, I can't speak too soon, but the temperature gauge is where it should be, right there in the middle. I don't have any other flashing lights other than the normal Ford Probe flashing lights. I've driven about 75 miles today problem-free, which I'm very pleased with. Because there's very few Ford Probes left, I think a lot of people just forgot about how good this car actually was, or is. I'm pretty sure this was 1996 Motor Trend Car of the Year, if I'm not mistaken. But over the years, I think because these vehicles were kind of hard to work on, they got neglected. Maybe they fell into the wrong hands. So yeah, there's not many of these on the road anymore. So I think just collectively, we forgot about how good the Ford Probe actually is. But when it's running properly, this is a great car. Now this is not exactly a fast vehicle. It only had about 170 horsepower from the factory. It can be tuned to make more, but yeah, this is not going to blow your socks off. But for the era, it was decently quick. And this is basically a Mazda MX-6 with slightly sportier suspension. Mazda knows how to make cars that handle well, and this car does a pretty good job of that considering that it's front-wheel drive. Yeah, if you're in some really tight corners, it's going to push, it's going to understeer quite a bit. But yeah, a lot better than you might expect. Okay, so I don't have the best exhaust system on this vehicle, but I gotta say, it sounds pretty good if you can sort of just ignore that kind of buzziness of the muffler. The engine itself sounds amazing. There's just something really cool about the sound of a small displacement V6. I don't know how to describe it. It's got a really throaty, guttural sound. And we're gonna come up on a tunnel here pretty soon. I kinda wanna hear what it sounds like in the tunnel because that's always fun. Okay, here's the tunnel. It sounds pretty good. Okay, the buzz of the muffler kind of makes it sound like a terrible tuned car from the 90s, but the actual engine itself sounds really good. Behind me still? I don't see him. Okay, there he is. I'm hoping I'm not outrunning somebody in a Probe because that would be pretty sad. I think he just doesn't want to be behind me because I don't care if my car gets dinged with gravel, but he might care about his car. That's actually kind of the nice thing about driving a car where the exterior is in terrible shape. I don't really care if somebody dings the car. I don't really care if I get some rock chips on my bumper because it already looks like shit. And given that, I'm sort of second guessing my idea to paint this thing, because maybe it's better as a beater. Maybe it's better just to not care what the exterior looks like and not ever have to worry about it. So one thing that several people mentioned to me up at Newcomb's ranch was how much they like the design of the car, how good it looks. I mean, yeah, it's not in good shape, the paint sucks, there's lots of dings, the clear coat is peeling, but in general, the overall design, the shape, the flowing lines, the kind of jelly bean 90s shape that it's got going on, it's aged really well. So I don't know, this car's got 139,000 miles on it. I put a lot of money into it. I don't really want to put a whole lot more into it. So I'm just sort of on the fence about what I should do with the exterior of this thing. Should I bother trying to make it look good, or is that just kind of a stupid endeavor, considering that Ford Probes just really aren't worth very much. So any money I put into the exterior, I'm definitely not going to get back when I sell it. So maybe I should just not sell it. So we did it. The car made it down that mountain over there. We are back to civilization. Had to make a quick stop for gas. I just can't tell you, after how many videos of this car breaking down and overheating and, you know, coolant spilling out of it and all sorts of issues with this vehicle, I finally took it on a road trip and it made it all the way. Well, I guess I can't say all the way. I'm still about 30 minutes from home, but it did. It made it down from that mountain. The last time I was up on that mountain, it was just pissing coolant. So thank the car gods, thank Ford Probe gods, wherever you are. Thanks for letting me get down this hill back to civilization. So now if the car breaks down, at least I have self-service, so it'll be a lot easier to get a tow truck if I need one. But yeah, I had so much fun with this vehicle on that road. This is a super underrated platform. Yeah, it's not fast. It's not the best handling car in the world, but it is so much fun on a canyon road. All right, so I have to drive the rest of the way home. Like I said, I'm about 30 minutes away. Let's see if this thing could make it. Can you believe it? It actually made it. I'm home. I don't even know. Is this a dream? What is happening? I don't know an existence where my Ford Probe isn't treating me like crap. This must just be one big dream, one big fever dream. I'm not sure what's going on. You know me, I have terrible car karma. This is probably one of the cars that has treated me the worst, even though I've put so much love and attention into this thing. But I will just accept it. I will accept the fact that today my Ford Probe did not break down on me on a road trip. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let me know what you think I should do with this Ford Probe next. Honestly, I feel like I'm just gonna drive it as is. Who knows? I'm not sure. And I also don't know how much longer I'm gonna own this car. I tend to go through cars pretty quickly, and I've had this car a lot longer than I normally own vehicles. If you're interested in a 1997 Ford Probe GT that is finally running properly, maybe let me know. I might sell it in like 6 months. Who knows? But you know, this thing has really been tugging on my heartstrings. Maybe I'll just keep it. All right, thanks so much for watching. I hope you're well, and I'll see you soon.